hello, it's me again, making another hobby vlog, because I've worked out they're colossally easier to make than actual, videos about things you might be interested in. So I will be doing something groundbreakingly different in this one, and painting more orcs. But I've nearly finished. So in this, I'm just doing what I've done previously, actually, which is painting another horde of acts. But I decide to have a hobby ramble at the same time. May be a good idea, might not be a good idea. Let's find out together. Right. So hot off, painting some things. I realised I've only got 4 regiments and 2 heroes to complete my 2,300 point army of orcs, which are now, of course, completely irrelevant because Riftforge orcs exist, but, plough ever onwards. So I thought, come on, let's do a whole horde at the same time. This is my horde of acts. You can see, I thought it's quite nicely illustrated because they'd all fallen over. The zenithal. So I've done the spray and I've also painted the zenithal highlight on them. So you can see these ones, they look really dark, right? Because that's the underneath where all the light doesn't go. But if you turn it, whoa, look at that! It's quite cool, right? That's the zenithal base. Dramatically lit from above by my light. So I'm going to crack on with painting these. I might even set up a camera and have a little ramble about my thoughts about Riftforge orcs while I do it. Convert this new army blog into a hobby ramble, since this new army might be replaced quite soon. What do you think? Because otherwise I'm going to be very bored painting 30 miniatures at the same time, because I have the attention span of a gnat. Oh, who's that huffing? The dog's here again. At least one person said they like the dog, so look. Here he is again. Oh, he's having a sleep. Nero! Nero! His tail. Alright. I said I'd ramble while I was doing them, but I've actually done all of these ones so far. Well, I'll tell you what I've done. I've base coded everything, which took the longest time. And I didn't really want to ramble while I was base coding, because I think watching base coding must be incredibly boring. So instead, I watched the first 5 episodes of Star Trek Picard, which I've been wanting to watch for ages. And then I'd never got around to it, and I thought, well, this is a great excuse. Because everyone else is asleep. And I want to see what the fuss is about. And I'm really enjoying it. But it's excellent. I'm at episode 5 so far, and it's excellent. I think Patrick Stewart's just a genius. And he's great. And he's kind of captured the gravitas and also arrogance of Picard really nicely. Of course he is Picard, but you know what I mean. So what I'm doing here, so I've done the base coat on all these miniatures, and I'm just doing the first layer of purple blending. So this purple contrast paint is shite. So I spent all that time kind of doing a nice zenithal base, and you put this purple contrast paint on, and it's so dark it destroys everything that you've done. I'm actually not quite sure I did it. The other stuff's okay. So this is just the first layer of blending. Oh, I forgot to put a shield on this guy. Maybe I ran out of shields. I think I ran out of shields. So I'm just doing the first layer of purple to kind of highlight up a bit. I've got, you can see them in the camera, you can over here, the finished unit, just to kind of remind me of where I'm painting what. So, yeah. So I've been looking at a lot of the Riftforged orcs while I'm doing this. And I think I'm going to try to play an Orc Army first of all, but I am slightly concerned that basically they're overpowered now by the Riftforged stuff. I mean, there's no way a traditional... I say no way. I think there's different ways. I think a traditional Orc list will struggle against a Riftforged list. Or at least a Riftforged list will certainly have more elements that you can play with. But I'm not buying any new models just yet. I'll give this list a play. I think Riftforged stuff looks fun. Some of them look cool, like manticores and that, as long as they're not too expensive to buy. I'm not sure I like the big cyclopses. They're a bit kind of, I don't know, they're not quite dynamic enough, but sometimes it's different when you see them up close. Tell you what did annoy me, they've got that insectoid war engine thing. I forgot what it's called. Maybe I'll overlay the name. Which is cool, right? I guess having a war engine as orcs is nice. That's a good idea. But the paint job they've done, they've given it looks like an Angel Giraldes or one of those type paint job. It's airbrushed basically, and they've airbrushed it with OSL, which looks really cool, right? It's very cool. But I don't know about you, but I find it really difficult to do OSL. So it's one of the things I simply struggle with. I've got good at blending. I can do basic blending. So I've got my paintbrush, and I've got my really crappy, can you see it on the camera? Absolutely knackered blending brush. But it's got to a perfect size. In fact, when this one dies, which it will do quite soon because it's really buggered, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get another blending brush this perfect, because it's very small bristles. It's very soft. It's good at just blending the paint in like this. You may think this is terrible, but it'll look better as I go on. So anyway, the whatever it is, insect monster thing, it's got OSL on it because it's supposed to be like shooting lightning or something, I guess, which is cool. But normal humans can't do OSL very well, I'm afraid. And I'm sure you can learn it, right? And I have tried in the past, but it's something that I really struggle with. And as a demo model, I look at that and I think, well, okay, how the hell am I supposed to paint it then? Because I can't do OSL, that's for sure. So I'm not even sure, what bit is which on that model. But I guess we'll find out pretty soon. So yeah, we'll see what they're like. I think harder, punchier, more expensive orcs is pretty much what they're like, isn't it? So you're not going to be quite able to flood the board the way you do with orcs, with your Riftforged ones, but certainly I think it's gonna be very hard hitting. A lot of kind of Varanga style units that just basically take you off in a single go because they hit so hard. And the flying manticores, I guess, are kind of a Drakon style unit. So I'm talking about blending like I can do it really well. And of course, as soon as I'm on camera, I'm doing it incredibly badly. Trying to blend is quite hard. There you go. It's a nice bit when it goes, when it suddenly blends nicely and it softens. There we go. I've never done this kind of hobby rabble stuff before because I'm really bad at it. There's people have you ever watched Andy Burdis do his one of his shows? He does like a regular thing, doesn't he? And the guy can just talk, man. If you go out for dinner with him, you will never be short of conversation because he will just talk you, the hind legs off a donkey. I'm not good at small talk. If you ever met me at a tournament, you might think I'm rude. I'm not, I promise. Because I'm happy to talk to anyone. I love people, I guess, most people. But I never know what to say. I'm quite socially awkward, I guess, like a few of us are. But I never really know what to say. So I just kind of walk off after a while and do my own thing because I feel a bit awkward. So if you're good at conversation, please come and chat to me. But you have to keep the conversation up. Because I won't know what to say. So this is my last unit of axe. I'm actually doing the whole horde at the same time. I think I've said that already. And then I bought a God Speaker. He finally arrived. I realised I hadn't bought him. He's in my list and I hadn't bought him. So I bought a Mantic God Speaker. And I've got 2 regiments of Morax, the GW Morax to do, which I might try and do in the same fashion as these axe, as in all at once. Just kind of get them out of the way. I'll kill my wish to paint anything. And then I've just got a war drum, I think. So I might do the war drum and the God Speaker as a little break between these ones to finish off. And then theoretically my Orc Army is done. I can actually try playing it. I'm playing a version 3 match next week. This video probably won't be out by then, but that's so you can probably say that's against Andy 2D6, which is very exciting because we have never played. We've been at tournaments. I've been at the table next to him at least 2 or 3 times in tournaments, but I never played him. So I'm going to play Andy 2D6, and I'm trying to arrange for Russell to come round to play me a Cock 22 match as soon as it's out. Although, knowing Russell, he'll probably bring a list that's about 3,000 points and then try and style it out. Filthy cheater. Right, that's nearly done. 1 more to go. Jeez. Oh, I haven't done this guy's shield. Oh, I do. I'm doing this. I've no idea if it's even on camera because I've stopped looking at the camera, so I can focus on the orcs. So if you haven't been able to see into this, I can only apologise, and it's because I am rubbish. So what else is going on in the world of Mantica? Not a lot. So all the orcs coming out. People are falling over themselves to do previews. The book's out pretty soon. So I think that's about it for now. I've run out of round. So next time I do this, I'm going to write a little list of ramble topics, and then I'll ramble about them, and then you can all tell me how dull I am and not watch this stuff, which no one really does anyway. So that's fine. It's just something for me to do. I'm doing this because I don't want to put on another episode of Picard to finish off 6 miniatures, because they're 45 minutes long. Good as they are. So I thought I'd have a chat. All right. Right. I've finished Picard. So you're back with me whinging at you. I'm just doing the first layer of highlight on the Spaceballs Grey base over the Zenithal. So this is with my favourite colour. I'm going to try and paint somewhere you can actually see without knocking the camera, which is going to be difficult. It's much better than last time, but I can't bother to do that. So anyway, so it's just the first level of highlight to bring them up a little bit. And yes, I finished Picard. It was very good. And then I went on the internet, which is a mistake, and found out that people didn't like it. And I decided that's because they are wrong and stupid. Today is Clash of Kings release day. You're obviously watching this post-fact, and probably post my game that I have tomorrow with Andy 2D6. Now, I don't know whether Andy will declare that it's me on his channel. Usually he just calls them my opponent, which is very clandestine and kind of like like a secret. It's a secret who it is. Spoiler warning, it's Ian Davis, usually. Ex of Frantic Gamers. So it's going to be me tomorrow, and I'm playing my Twilight Kin against him. And I'm very excited. We'll see how... Well, that wasn't very successful because my phone ran out of power as I was chuntering away about something, and I can't even remember what it was now. Anyway, but I've got left to do on all of these. I've got to do a yellow highlight on their skin, and I've got to do a white highlight on their weapons. So I've highlighted all their weapons up now. You can see, hopefully, the blend and all their armour as well. So, and then I've got to do the fancy schmancy shield damage. So I'm just doing an easy bit because I had about an hour, and I thought I'd do the easy bit, which is just doing a bone highlight on all the bone bits, which is generally these horns. And I've done some of their shoulder pads as bone for reasons that escape me. So it's literally a bone highlight over the bone contrast paint, which is easy. And then obviously eyes and teeth. So I'm using my smallest teeny brush. And then my quadruple brace. So I brace all. I've got quite shaky hands, so I brace my hand on my other hand. If you see, so that all my fingers are braced. I'm probably teaching grandmothers to suck eggs here, and then do a very brief white flash on eyes and teeth. Eyes and teeth, darling. You probably can't see. I'm not expert at this whole filming your painting technique thing. But I find where you've got quite dark shadows, like these orcs have, thanks to the Zenithal base, that a really quick teeth and eye highlight focus actually looks really effective, in my opinion. So Clash of Kings is now fully out, and everyone's digesting it. Everyone's been very friendly. I'm going to record a community update in a moment to put out, to talk about that a little bit, but everyone's been very positive, which is nice to see, apart from, of course, the Twilight Kin, because why would people be positive about Twilight Kin? But actually, I'm finding Twilight Kin lots of fun. I'm going to do a battle report, which I've nearly finished with a Twilightkin force that went very well, and you may have already seen Andy 2D6's battle report with me with the same Twilightkin army where they did not do well at all. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. I've amended my list and I'm ready to go, but really I'm not sure what to do with this Orc army because I'm not sure they're going to be very effective. So I've signed up for a tournament, which is Christmas Carnage, which is December the 11th, and I will take my Orcs. Even though I think the list is probably not very good, and I've never played it. I think I'm going to do a practice game or two over the next couple of weeks. But realistically, I've got the units I've got. So if it really isn't very good, then I'm screwed for that tournament. I don't have any real chance of qualifying for Masters this year. I could if I took Twilightkin. I only need like 10 more points of Twilightkin and I would get the best in race Twilightkin place over my dear friend Grant. But A, that would screw over Grant, that doesn't seem very kind. And B, I'm not really that keen on playing at Masters. I think there's, it's quite a tense tournament, but there's one player that I'm keen to avoid because I had a very uncomfortable match with him at Clash of Kings. And he has apparently qualified for Masters unless somebody smashes him through Christmas Carnage. And I would rather not play rather than play him again until his behaviour is improved, which is not very nice, is it? There you go, that's all their teeth done. Teeth and bones all done. And I think I've been putting off, what I've been putting off with this, because there's 30 of them, right? Is that there's a lot of armour on every model, which means a lot of white highlighting. And they've all got shields, which means a lot of the shield work. So batch painting, you know, it gets it done, but boy, it is very daunting, isn't it, to get these done? But they're nearly, I say they're, 65% of the way there. I should really just get on with it, shouldn't I? And stop rambling on this video, which can't be too interesting to watch, right? And there we go. Oh, look, there's a cup of coffee. Drink that in a minute. So I finished them up. And they're all right. They are not as good as the first regiment that I did, particularly the shields, because I rushed them. I properly rushed them because I wanted to get them finished so that I could take them out for a test run yesterday, which I did against my friend Simon's Ratkin army. And you're probably thinking, Steve, with your exceptional gaming skills, I bet you smashed him. You know Ratkin back to front. So this orc force that you've hastily assembled, you probably smashed him, are you right? No, he won. But, I had fun. And it's hilarious putting out this giant bases on a battlefield, because you really do span the entire battlefield side to side, which probably wasn't why I lost. You probably need to layer it a bit more. So I finished them, and I have foolishly signed up for Christmas Carnage, which is a tournament here in the UK in Bristol on December the 11th. And the problem is I now need to finish the entire army by December the 11th. For context, it's currently the 15th of November. That's all right, isn't it? I've got 2 or 3 weeks, and this is what I've got to finish up. All this lot, I've just Zenithal primed them. They're looking quite nice, actually. I haven't done the what's it called? When you top them up. Well, I don't know what I'll call it. But I've got 5 more of this bloody awful GW models. You can see them sitting on a paintbrush here. And there's their little wargs or wolves or whatever they're supposed to be. They were very good. They wavered weapon teams, even though they didn't hit on 5s. So I like them. And I've got all my Morax to do. And in the middle here somewhere is a God Speaker. Where is he? Oh, God Speaker. Can anyone see him? Well, you obviously can't respond because I'm recording this. I'm very much talking to myself. He is in here somewhere. We'll see him in a minute. Oh, there he is. So I assembled him this morning since I forgot to buy him originally, but I bought him now. And there's my war drum, people. There's a war drum there. And that will be the entire army. I do have another unit of Orclings I could make, but it's not actually in my list currently. So I probably won't, because you have to paint a lot of bottoms, and I don't want to. So I'm going to finish the video here and probably upload it in the next couple of days. And one funny thing is that this is what I've got on my lap here. This is my storage box where I take my army. It's all magnetised. You see, it's metal. And it's not big enough for this army. It fits the army without all that lot. But with that lot, they don't fit. So I'm going to have to get a bigger box before December. Or before... I'm taking him out again on Tuesday. It's big against Russell. He's probably bringing his trolls again. Right. The rest of them, by the way, on the bed. Just lying around. He died in turn 2 because I charged a horde of shock troops with him and a regiment of Morax, and only did about 9 damage, which is probably average, but it was too fun not to try because Simon missed the charge with the wild charge. Anyway, there you go. I painted something. Quite a lot of things, really. Not ready to go now for a full army, which isn't very good. Yeah.